Good day, everybody. This is kind of a rant video in a very polite way because I don't really want to offend some of my viewers, especially some of them have asked me questions over the past little while, but I feel this is something I need to get off my chest. And this is about the old OBD scanner. And when these things first started becoming available for the average person to buy, the automotive industry was getting worried because they're afraid that this is going to steal jobs from the mechanics and this and that. But you know what? This has been a moneymaker for the automotive industry like you've never believed. Ever since the invention of this and the average user buys it, business has gone through the roof. That's correct. Everybody that buys one who doesn't know what the hell's going on is all of a sudden an instant mechanic. They're gonna scan their engine, they're gonna find out what the fault code is, and then they're gonna tell the mechanic what is wrong. So I'm gonna go to the mechanic and say, I got a bad map sensor and I will need this changed out. So they don't care, they're just gonna change it out. And then when the problem is still there, you're gonna be all angry because just because something gives you a code doesn't mean that's what the problem is. You have no idea how many messages I get from people who have loaded up the parts cannon, fired parts at their vehicle, replaced parts based on emotion and what they feel is right, to only find out that they're wrong and they don't know their ass from the hole in the ground, and now they don't know what to do. Sometimes it's damn well frightening. If you scan your engine and you email me and I ask you about the live data, what is the live data saying, and you have no idea what live data is, but you feel this is what the problem is, you need to drop the wrench, you need to throw the OBD scanner away in the garbage and take your vehicle to a professional mechanic because you're being a hazard to everybody else on the road. I understand you want to save money. I understand you feel the mechanic is ripping you off. But if you don't understand what is going on, but you think you know what the answer is, you need to step back, shut the fuck up, and let the professionals do their job. I'm going to give you one example. This past week, where I had a code and I investigated the code, and the problem really had nothing to do with what was going on because the damage that was done affected this other part, and that was an ABS sensor and an F350 rear axle. Had an ABS fault. So automatically the first thing you're going to assume, it's probably a pretty good chance that the wire is broken, the sensor is faulty, because all it is a ring gear in the back with a bunch of teeth on it, and the ABS sensor is going to read that and it's going to get a signal or a pulse, and it's going to determine for the ABS brakes. Now when the code was on, remove the sensor to inspect it because everything else looked good. There was metal impregnated in the sensor. Because there is metal impregnated in the sensor, I realized that there was something much deeper going on. So I pulled the diff cover off. Diff cover is nasty. It's full of metal filings. It's filled with chunks of metal because the spider gears have disintegrated, chipped off, made a mess. And because of that, all those metal particles flying around inside damage the ABS sensor. Boom. Threw it out. For the average person, oh, ABS sensor fault. I'm just gonna go down to the parts store, load up the parts cannon, I'm gonna throw in a brand new sensor. It may work for a few days, it may work for a week until those metal particles come flying around the diff once again, destroy it. And then you're gonna message me. I replaced 4 ABS sensors, they worked for a while, and now it's on. I don't know what is wrong. Probably because he didn't fucking troubleshoot and investigate the problem like he should have. Put the parts cannon down, throw the OBD scanner in the garbage, let the professionals do the job. So many people message me saying the mechanics ripping them off. Don't have a clue. Don't have a fucking clue. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Everybody's trying to learn. But there's a certain degree, you know, if you have very little knowledge and don't really understand what is going on, I'm sorry, but I don't have time to help you out. This is the main reason why a lot of times I don't answer people when they message me, because I could usually tell from the email they don't have a fucking clue what's going on. For the person who knows what's going on, you know, emails me with troubleshooting, I troubleshot that, I looked at this was reading this, I'll make an effort to help them out. It's pretty hard to troubleshoot something when you're not around, because what you think and what's really happening, unless you're really there, is a big difference. But I'll try to give my input to help out. You know, I'm not trying to be rude, not trying to be disrespectful to a lot of people, but this bullshit's gotta stop. So if you're one of those people who don't know what's really going on, but you think this is giving you the answers, and all of a sudden you're instant mechanic and you know everything, and you're gonna tell your mechanic what's going on, but you don't know how to fix it yourself, take the scanner, insert it in the garbage can, and do the rest of us a favor. Anyways, I'm gonna end this public service announcement here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Yes, ever since the OBD scanner became public and everybody can buy one, mechanics are not only making more money, parts stores are selling a lot more parts because the parts cannon's flying, shit's not getting fixed, and the real mechanic, when they get the vehicle, is going to take a sweet ass time, and he's going to rake you over the coals for every dollar you got, because you shouldn't touch something you don't have a clue what the hell's going on.